Ladies and gentlemen, you are here for episode 114 of Clash of the Podcast. I am Conrad Cushman, representing Everything Pro Wrestling. You can follow me at EPW Show down below on all social media platforms. The guy next to me, he is Sean Hubbard of Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. And together we present Clash of the Podcast, where we talk all the latest and greatest in pro wrestling. Do us a favor, hit the like button if you want to support. Subscribe to the channels. Both of our Sean's is also down below. And I have a little handy dandy way that I can put it in the chat for you guys. And it's going to pop up here in 1 second. Live chat, make sure you're talking. Leave us a comment. Leave us an emoji. Tell us how you felt about the episode. Tell you how you felt about the news. Give us your opinion on the state of pro wrestling today. Whatever you do, say something. All right? And with that being said, this is episode 114. Sean, any last words?
Absolutely. Go out and vote tomorrow. No matter which way you vote, just make sure you vote. And Conrad, drop that thing.
All right, ladies and gents, we are going to get right into this chat. There's a lot of news to discuss. We were on Tuesday last week. We're back to our regular time slot on Mondays, and news just didn't stop in between then. I don't know. Call me crazy. It just happens. Yeah. Kicking things off with a $2 super chat from Joel. All super chats are also appreciated and welcomed. Happy Monday. Are you guys watching New Japan Fighting Spirit Unleashed on Friday? I know I will be. I'm excited for it.
I'll be checking it out, yes.
New Japan. We got some New Japan talks happening today. I wonder if we'll see any fallout on that show. Definitely going to be interesting to see. Clown. Afternoon, anyone. If anyone caught GCW on Thursday, you got to see a lot of the wife and I. We had front row seats. Let's go, Clown.
Good for you, man. That's awesome.
I hope you were there rocking the Clash shirts. GC Dub. GC Dub.
Absolutely.
Ray Thompson in the house. Happy Monday, guys. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Really enjoyed Crown Jewel over the weekend. I gave it a B+. I got to give you the side eye a little here, Ray. B+. The main event was great. Also really enjoyed Reed and Rollins. Also, the cleaner returns at Wrestle Dynasty. Yes. Look at Jocelyn over on the YouTube side. Usually she's on Twitch, but on YouTube right now. But I'll say yo, but I'll be on the Twitch live. Appreciate you, Jocelyn.
Jocelyn, thank you. And of course, to who was that before? I apologize.
Ray.
Yeah, we your opinion's always welcome. We appreciate you. We might not agree because Crown Jewel wasn't number one on my favorite list, but we appreciate you, Ray. Quilly in the building. He says, "What's up, Conrad, Sean, chat? Your boy Sir Quills is back again to enjoy two of my favorite bros, CJ and Hubs, for episode 114, the best wrestling podcast out today, Clash of the By God podcast, hashtag EPW, hashtag HWW. Quilly, we appreciate you, my G. Thank you very much."
He said, New Year, same grade for me with Crown Jewel, 6.5. In public schools, that's a F. Well, might as well be. Barely passing. Yeah. Had some good moments in match, but man, did have some bull drive on that show. I cannot look past it because it was crap.
Crazy. You know, I'm not a big fan of the Crown Jewel thing, and I've said from the start that this Crown Jewel championship or these Crown Jewel championships it's just fugazi, bro. It doesn't mean anything. To me, it's a cop-out, Conrad. It's a way to okay, we're going to put this title on the line that means absolutely nothing just to make it seem like it's something of importance, just to make it seem like it's something other than Big E versus Roman Reigns at Survivor Series, or AJ versus Brock, or Daniel Bryan versus Brock at Survivor Series, champion versus champion. Because you know what? We know those champion versus champion matches don't mean anything. We know people are catching on to the fact they don't mean anything. So what are we going to do? We're going to create this Crown Jewel championship that we say is worth more than the $1 million belt, which is a bunch of crap. and we're going to act like it's a big deal, but it's really nothing. It was a singles match with nothing on the line, and both the men and the women go home with the same belts they had to start, and I guess Liv and Cody go home with a ring that we'll never see again. It's silly. It's silly. Vinny's in the building. We appreciate you. The only Vinny we like. He says, happy Monday. My Buckeyes got a big dub. By the way, Penn State always loses games like that. I like their coach, but they always lose games like that. Shout out to Ohio State, but Penn State never gets the job done in top 5 matchups. But happy Monday. My Buckeyes got a big dub, and now I get to listen to the best wrestling podcast duo in the community on a Monday evening. God bless y'all in the chat. God bless you too, Vinny. We appreciate you very much. SG Dub says, what up, fellas? Appreciate you. Sup, fellas? Appreciate you.
Quills says, by the way, on the side note, congrats to the Motor City Machine Guns for the WWE tag titles, but I'm mad about it, and you know why, because it's a direct spit in the face to the Street Profits. We'll be talking about them as well. Until Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins become the champs and get their rightful comeuppance, I stand strongly in my position. I could care less about the WWE tag team titles, and that's a Snapple top fact.
Quilly, we agree about 85%. Only thing we don't agree on, I care about the titles, but do I think that the Profits are getting a really unfair shake? 100%. It's almost laughable. And it's hard because and Conrad, back me up on this, it's hard because you don't want to spit in the face, to use Quilly's term, in the face of the Motor City Machine Guns either. It's not their fault. It's WWE Creative's fault. It's Triple H's fault. And now we have to sit up here and not be as happy as we should be about the Motor City Machine Guns winning the tag titles because we're so disappointed about the fact that the Profit should have had them a long time ago.
That is a point in topic for tonight that you guys are actually commenting on a lot of things that we're going to talk about, I promise.
M. Leezy Fo Sheezy. Hello, good evening, everyone. And by the way, he's adding the emoji as well. Very smooth, M. Leezy. I like it. We are back on Monday nights. So let's kick off November with the 2 aces of our pro wrestling community. M. Leezy, we appreciate you. And he also says Ricochet headlines Tokyo Dome on July 5th. That is a big deal. That is
January.
January. As long as he doesn't talk, everything's cool.
Come on now.
Just keep them. Oh, I love him, but keep the mic out of that man's hand.
He'll be all right. I hope so. Deanna says, hey, everybody. What's good, Deanna? We got James. Yeah. Congrats on the Dodgers. I'm leaving it at that. All right. Not a sore loser.
The Dodgers beat both of us. He beat my Mets and then your Yankees.
They're fake. They're fake. They're a fake team. And Freddie, he is the nicest guy in the world. But do you know how mad I was at him? Like, stop being nice. Oh, I want to hate you. I want to, but I can't.
I feel you.
He says, sup, fellas. Not sure if this has ever surfaced, but would it be possible to have WWE do some sort of radio broadcast of the shows as they do for the NFL, NHL? Someone to provide play-by-play. I think that was something that you could have had like Jim Ross do when you moved him out of commentary. But they used to have a radio show, didn't they? Wasn't it called like WrestleMania Radio in like 1990?
You're right on the money. It wasn't called wrestling. It was WWE Radio. WW at the time F Radio. Simply that. It was. I remember distinctly. They broadcasted the Royal Rumble 1994. I remember distinctly they broadcasted Survivor Series 93. How much longer it lasted beyond that, I don't know. But WWF Radio was a thing.
I think that's something that you could possibly give out to like Busted Open Radio and say you guys can have the audio playing for it. And if you guys want to commentate, we'll take it too. I don't have a radio place to go to, but sure, I'll take it.
Listen, I want to tell the chat something right now that me and Conrad were talking about off the air. Now, look, we are both family men. We both have kids. We both have, in my case, future wife, in his case, actual wife. Conrad is very hesitant if we ever get signed to go on the road. I understand why, Conrad. I'm in a similar situation. I'm saying similar out of respect. There's a difference between being married and being engaged, so I'm going to give you respect on that front. But if we get signed, I believe your wife, God bless her, would totally understand. And I think that your son would be taken care of. You know why? Because you are a good husband and you are a good father.
Sean, I don't like being on the road. I will tell people my exact personality. People like me, and I'm good to people, but I don't like people. That's the best way to put it.
I understand. You know what the bad part is? I understand.
Yeah, it's very complicated. But then when someone's like, "Yeah, but what do you really think of so and so that was just here?" I don't like them. Why? And I'll go through why. Like, nah, this.
All right, here's the big question, and then we can move on. If WWE, AEW, TNA, whoever offered you a deal, but you'd have to go on the road, is there a chance that Conrad Cushman would turn it down?
Yeah.
Wow. God bless.
Yeah. It would depend on if they could afford me. That's why my big turn down. I like to talk money up front with a lot of things.
Well, God bless you, Conrad.
Doug, but everything's got a price. Yeah. Doug says another Monday, another clash. Just a reminder, if you're losing faith in mankind, you still have Dude Love and Cactus Jack. Teach me. I love that. I love it. Deanna says she wouldn't be shocked. McKinney, yo, I'm here to talk wrestling with the Fire Live chat and the baddest brothers in the game. Clash of the podcast and let you know that the doctor was the real monster, not Frankenstein.
Ooh,
let's freaking
McKinney, go. I like that. I like that a lot. Very smooth.
For real. BJ's in the house saying, yo, yo, yo. What's good, Beach?
Yo.
Elite Easy E's in the house. What up, E?
Easy, not sleazy. What up, though?
Your boy Eric Bischoff's going to get control of MLW for one night. I don't have that written down anywhere, but I thought I should say that. And when I say your boy, I know that how you really feel about him. Joel says back on Monday. Yes, sir.
By the grace of God, we made it back. We made it back. No more trips in the near future. The family's coming up and across to New York for both Thanksgiving and Christmas. So the only person to possibly be traveling is you this year. I'll be home.
Derek saying, yo, yo, yo. My guy Hubs.
My guy Derek.
Logan James, I see you in the chat. I don't want to put up what you put up there because I don't know if that's an actual spoiler.
Wait, who we?
It's in the chat. I won't. I don't want to put it up even.
No problem.
T Ferg says, "What's good, fellas? Regardless of who you support, vote." Heard WWE released some people over the weekend. We're going to talk about that too. Look at Jocelyn on Twitch, the two best men on Mondays that talk wrestling. Thank you,
Josh. We appreciate you.
Radio WWF with JR and Gorilla Monsoon. Look at that.
Yes, sir. I'm Leezy.
Mr. Bryant said, do y'all thing. Shout out to Mr. Bryant. Appreciate that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Ray said, I'm a people person, but big family-oriented guy couldn't be on the road.
I can't let that slide. I got to talk about me now for 30 seconds or less. Here's the deal. It's simple. If I get a deal, and by the way, if I get a deal, I'm going on record in front of all of our listeners. If I get a deal, that means Conrad gets a deal. Okay, let's just put it out there. If I get a deal, it's simple. Conrad Cushman, I'm bringing my family with me. Why is this so complicated? They're coming with me.
They won't always be there is the issue because they have other things happening too.
Yes, my future wife does have a job, and my son does have school. But yeah, we figure it out. We hope.
But if it works, it works though. Some people, if you're getting paid that big money, you can bring your family. Look at people got tour buses and stuff now.
Conrad, I know you'd have a court tour bus.
I probably would if I had to do it, and I'm making the money. Yeah, I would.
By the way, this is called speaking stuff into existence, y'all. It's biblical. I'm putting it out in the atmosphere, man, because I know y'all want to see us win, and we want to win, and we want y'all to win with us winning, so we're winning.
I just want to let y'all know a little inside conversation thing before we start here. Derek was hot about Cody winning this title and all the celebration. That is the crown jewel title, Derek, but they took it. That belt's staying in a vault in Saudi Arabia, and Cody and Liv Morgan got rings to represent what they did. It's like fake Battle Bowl, but with different things happening. let's remind everyone, you guys can go over to Threadless if you guys want to get yourself some beautiful Clash of the Podcast merch under Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. He's got some pretty cool shirts there. Just wanted to remind you guys that exists. If you guys want to represent the Clash, if this is your favorite show, boom! Go out there and get yourself some Clash merch.
Couple more purchases over the weekend. Y'all kind of like my t-shirt designs. I appreciate it. I put my heart and soul into the Clash t-shirts, man, because I really... Can I get sentimental for 5 seconds? You can count it down from 5 in your head. I really love this show, and Conrad is my brother, and the chat really means a lot, and I'm thankful.
What a wonderful, wonderful guy. Let's get into this wonderful...
And Cody is corny. Cody is corny. I'm going to make a shirt. Cody is corny.
Have a heart. Have a heart. Let's get into Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel opened up here. It was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Started at 1 p.m. over on Peacock and on the WWE Network elsewhere. Love how it says that. Just elsewhere, wherever else you may be.
Right.
We did get the OG Bloodline versus the Temu Bloodline here. They did end up making this match happen. Shenanigans. I don't know. I felt like they held back in this match, and I understand why. You got Survivor Series coming up.
You kind of have to.
Yeah. But I was more surprised that they put this match on here.
You know what I was happy about, though? My boy got top billing. Did anybody in the chat pick up on who came out last? They let Jey Uso come out last. Could it be possible that big blockhead Triple H is starting to realize that Jey Uso is over like Rover? Could it be possible that Paul is starting to pick up on the fact that Jey is the man now? Jey Uso, Conrad, let me say it real slow, even though you're super intelligent. You don't need me to say it slow, but I just want to say it slow. Jey Uso came out after Roman Reigns. He had his own entrance. Holy crap.
What up, B-boy? Yes, I think it fit the story, though, what we talked about with SmackDown. Yeah, you're going to respect me.
And you said that, and you kind of burst my bubble over the weekend. Yes, I remember you saying that. That was very cold-blooded, by the way. You took all the joy out of it, by the way.
I thought I was just being logical. I was like, okay.
Well, you know it's about the storyline, man. I know. I'm aware. It's just dope to see my boy come out last. But look, all I'm saying is this. The match itself, it had to be to make your to bring your point home. It had to be a little subpar because we know what's coming down the pike at the end of November. Did they do it right? That's the question.
Right. I'm putting in the chat something that I'll probably get roasted for. I liked Battle Bowl. It was different. I know it wasn't always perfect, but it was different. I know it wasn't fun sitting through Brian Knobs teaming with Johnny B. Bad, but you had to do some of those sometimes. But back to this match. We did get the reveal of Sami Zayn's coming out. What's he gonna do? And Sami ends up making the save, and he did the right thing until he messed up and didn't do the right thing and booted Roman Reigns right to the kisser after he loses to Solo Sikoa, delivering the spike to him. They kept Jacob Fatu strong in this. They did a lot of things.
They kept everybody strong except Roman Reigns, which was the funny part.
Doesn't need it. He's a made man. There's really nothing bad that you could do to Roman. But, by the way, when I just looked at this, I thought Sami had on Roman Reigns' sneaker for a second. I was like, come on, Sami.
It looked like it, but no, that's Roman's shoe. Conrad, I'm just so torn. I'm so torn because number one, I don't think they're doing this right. First of all, Roman, from a storyline perspective, right? Roman should apologize to Jey Uso. That's the way this is supposed to go. He should have apologized to Jimmy. He should have apologized to everybody. And I hope that's what's coming down the pike on SmackDown next week or in the coming weeks. I hope there's an apology coming because Roman making faces while Jey Uso is doing his entrance signifies that Roman Reigns is like, who does this guy think he is? Things are not cool. And we all understand. And by the way, let's be fair and say that's awesome that they are making it clear that things are not cool between these guys, because they shouldn't be cool. That would be insulting our intelligence. But in order for them to be cool, doesn't somebody have to apologize? Like, doesn't somebody have to make things right?
You would think. I
mean, to me, Roman is jealous. Thank you, Deanna. You took the words right. Roman's jealous. Now, this also leads me to a theory that I had, Conrad. Do you mind if I share?
Go ahead.
Chat, you're going to think I'm crazy. But as the guy who, Conrad, correct me if I'm wrong, as the guy who undoubtedly has started the Jey Uso bandwagon, right? And by the way, since Jey Uso won the Intercontinental Championship, I have not been as crazy as I was before he won the title, right? I've been very calm, very chill. This is just me simply being a good booker for World Wrestling Entertainment. Chat, let me know if you agree. We don't need the bloodline to break up again. But what we do need, after the Survivor Series is over with and done, after this bloodline versus bloodline situation is squared away, am I wrong when I say that Jey Uso should face Roman Reigns in a match to see who the better man is? No animosity. All the water is under the bridge. No issues, no drama. Jey Uso wins. Roman Reigns raises Jey Uso's hand, and it sends Jey Uso straight into the Royal Rumble. Who's feeling me? Anybody feeling me? I'm not being a homer. I'm not being just a Jey Uso guy. Tell me that is not good television. Be honest. Tell me it's not good television. It's not good television. Okay.
I'm not saying that. That's not why I'm shaking my head. Look at the question Quills asked and what I have up on here. Why did Solo pen Roman? Because this company thinks that now you believe in him. He penned Roman Reigns. He's really good. Instead, you could have had him beat some other people on the card on SmackDown. Instead, they're like, one win over Roman. That should get people to believe him. I don't believe in this new bloodline. I'm going to be 100% with you guys. Like, I have no faith. I'm done. I think where they're going to lead, Sean, is more so about the wise man and what was his role in all of this. Okay. How did he piece everything together? He is Crane to Roman. Mm-hmm. He is that's from Ninja Turtles reference, by the way. Crane was the brain. I know you did, but I got to tell young people this. Crane was the brain inside the belly that controlled the robot. So he was smart, but he didn't have the body to do what he needed to do.
Right.
Paul Heyman controlled Roman, and he's going to show how he put everything together. And I think he's going to be the glue that puts these guys back together. Do I think that this is going to be some great epiphany here and we're going to be like, oh, yes, it all makes sense now? No, not really. If you're asking me honestly, no, not really. I feel like new bloodline takes the L here. And I know they're going with the whole, can they coexist? Can they get along? We've seen it time and time again. I don't get it. But I think they're going to have Heyman put this together. And Heyman's always there for the swerve. If you need someone to swerve on the babyface side, it'll probably be Heyman.
I want to say thank you, Conrad, for bringing that up, because I'm still out on the fence about whether or not Paul Heyman's going to turn and join Solo.
Right.
I know it's kind of crazy, but I'm just saying, what do heels do? Like when heels start to become liked, but they really want to be a heel, they have to do something more heel.
Right, more dastardly. Like, how could you? Yeah. I think the OG bloodline wins, and I think this is how you kick Solo out. And then you bring in Hikuleo. Now it can be 5-on-5, and now it's really the OG bloodline versus Jacob Fatu's bloodline. Maybe you put Heyman.
But that would mean that now Solo. Oh, you're saying that Solo reconnects with Roman's side?
Mm-hmm. and then you find out maybe Jacob.
Don't you think that's a hard story to tell?
It could be.
Okay.
It could be, but we did the brother thing for them, so
right. That's true.
I'm just bringing logic into it. I'm sorry.
Look at the sarcasm from my brother Conrad.
I'm just saying. I thought that they kind of rushed through this. For people who always tell me how great long-term storytelling this company does. Come on, fam. It was that quick. Jay just forgot everything that's happened.
No. Jay didn't forget anything. Jay didn't forget anything. Jay's promos, let me give you your flowers. It's been rushed, 100%. But in Jay's promos, Jay has told Jimmy and Roman things are not right yet. He said that. So I'm being fair, right? I'm saying it's rushed, yes, but.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I think I just expected to see more, and I don't know if you can do all that in a month now.
But the Survivor Series thing has crept up on us. Like, I think they took too long to get it started.
Correct. That's my point. You should have been doing this work.
Yeah.
And instead, now here we are. Remember, they were teasing like Sammy and Jay were going to win the tag titles, and I'm like, you better not again.
Right.
Like, nah, we did this already. So the Survivor Series stage is set, and we'll have to see where we move from here. I don't know how Rock fits into the equation. Could Solo stay on this side? He could, but he's weak right now. Like, it's kind of weak.
And speaking of weak, and it bothers me because as much as everybody knows I'm the proprietor of the Jey Uso bandwagon, I'm also a big fan of Jimmy. And Jimmy is like flailing in the wind, bro. Just flailing in the wind. Like,
you can't have him do things that make him look weak. And you want a crazy thing? Here's something for the Jey Uso fans, because I did not believe in Jey Uso at first. I hated that he got to be in the main event. I was like, out of all the people on this roster, I'm talking about the first time he main evented.
But that's when I started the Jey Uso bandwagon.
Absolutely, but I didn't like it at first. I was like,
"Oh man!"
Because I was like, out of all people, this is who we're going with, and I was like, I guess it's for.
You got to explain this to me, man.
Well, I saw him as a tag team wrestler, and I was just like, really, guys? I'm supposed to believe that he's going to do something? He didn't, but they told a good story. They got you into the story with Jimmy being involved and everything else.
No, but the opportunity presented himself because of Jimmy getting injured.
I was just getting to that.
Okay.
What if Jimmy never got hurt?
If Jimmy never got hurt, we would not have main event Jey Uso.
Crazy how a pandemic WrestleMania changed the outlook for Jey Uso.
By the way, I've always had issues figuring out when Jimmy got hurt.
WrestleMania 36.
Oh, that did happen at WrestleMania 36.
Yes.
That's why you're the best in the business, bro. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you. But you know what? I think we're in a better place as far as think about WWE's landscape right now if Jey Uso's not where he's at right now. Jey Uso's the hottest guy on Raw right now. And I know that sounds like cap, but it's true.
Right? I'm going back to let me get in on what the chat's saying here.
It's just the chat, oops.
Hold on, I'm jumping around here. Deanna said, Hubs, that's a great idea. You know what that means?
You're probably right, Deanna.
It's good TV, Hubs. Solo pinning Roman and Cody in the same year wasn't on my bingo card. Wise man playing both sides? Could be. You could tease that if you want. I would like to see Paul Heyman as a babyface for a little bit for once. Like, not that it's, you know what I mean? Like, how many? Okay, Paul. Like, me and you are sitting here. We're expecting it. We're like waiting. Like, do it, Paul. Just do it.
If this was real sports, like as far as like a betting sport, my money would be on.
I'll take Paul turning for 1,000.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you had Jimmy Uso take the pinfall there. That would have made sense, right? No, I think it's better that Roman took it. Roman showed that he was being. This is a real Roman thing. That showed Roman is willing to be selfless. I know people will say, "Oh, it's his family," but he's letting other people pin him now. Like, I'm hoping this elevates you. Like, let's do something here.
The only guys to pin Roman Reigns in the past 3 years are Jey Uso, Solo Sikoa, and Cody Rhodes.
What? All right, and Paul Heyman is.
Woe with me.
Paul Heyman, that's gonna be a shirt for us. I swear. Woe with me.
Woe with me. You freaking punk.
Paul Heyman is the head coach of the Bloodline. Roman is the MJ, and Jay is Pippin. I like that.
I don't mind Jay being Pippen because that means he still gets a ring, but I think he should be like, you know.
Jacob should have pinned Jimmy. I'm not gonna say that. Jimmy can't eat the pins if you want Jimmy to ever feel important. And now he's gonna be looked at as the lesser Uso. You know what I mean? I don't know. You gotta be careful with what you do with it. What if Paul Heyman swerves and backs Jacob Fatu? He could. Solo had to pin Roman to make him look strong because in reality, though, does he look stronger? That's my point. Like I know Roman probably did it to be nice.
I know my reaction when I saw the 1, 2, 3 was, huh?
I wasn't mad.
No, not mad. I was more like, what?
Matt says they're rushing War Games due to too many botches. Solo's baby brother, so him doing something dumb is kind of forgivable. They just have to explain it clearly. It is being rushed. Triple H has blundered the smooth progression of this storyline. I agree, BJ. The NXT women should get War Games. They could do some kind of combo. What if Roman never missed WrestleMania 36? Man, he'd be champion for a long time. He might have had that record
because he would have beat Goldberg.
So he would have went from 36 to 40, just mopping the floor with people.
Yo, real talk. That's what another. When's Payback? When was Payback that he won? September?
Was it September that year? Probably. Let's say September because it was after SummerSlam.
All right, so add another 6 months.
He would have broke that record too.
Yep.
And none of us would have been mad. But
no, not at all. Roman has made himself. God bless him. Roman Reigns has really done his thing. Like Roman Reigns has changed the game, and I never thought the big dog Roman Reigns. Thank you, Vinny. The big dog Roman Reigns. He didn't do it for me, but the Tribal Chief. He's the man. He's the man.
Team Big Dog right here.
I know you like them, but
I thought he had a look. I just thought they were not using him properly to make him look good. Let's get into this.
It's my yard now.
That was a good line. You can't. I was at the Mania the night before. That was a good. It's my yard now, and he flipped the mic. I was like,
it was.
That's why I was like, he should be a heel.
Yeah.
But we get a 4-way here with who is this? Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair. They're going up against Damage Control. They got the power. They got the move. They got the power.
Listen to you.
You got Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, Lash Legend, and Miss Jackson in the house. And I saw what y'all been saying about her and Carmella. Cut it out. All right. I won't say anything else about it. I'm not going to get super deep into this. We know who won. Jade, Bianca, they pull out. They get the W here.
Tag team champions till WrestleMania when they face each other. I've said it before. I'm saying it again.
Right. I think it's time to I'm glad they kept the titles on them and they decided not to do it. I see a lot of people advocating for Chelsea to get something. I'll put something down for that. If they had a mid-card title, absolutely. I think Chelsea could be in the mix of getting it. Io Sky, though, has been very impressive. I think she's someone who she might be on my dark horse picks for the Rumble. She's not my main pick, but right now, early dark horse pick, I'll say Io Sky. But we all know who I think is going to win the Rumble.
I think we all believe that Charlotte Flair is going to win. That's really unfortunate, but that's the way it goes.
But you don't have to do it, though. With 2 belts, you can see this allows you to get a little, okay, you think so.
And also now they've elevated the Elimination Chamber to mean something. So that means that, when I saw Drew McIntyre win Elimination Chamber and get fireworks, I was like, okay, well, they're making the Elimination Chamber just as important as the Royal Rumble.
Out of time.
Yeah. So we have 4 people that are going to be challengers, four. How do I put this? Well, two challengers, 2 male, 2 female, and one's going to get their shot by winning the Royal Rumble. The other one's going to get their shot by winning Elimination Chamber.
I think that this was the best match where I thought people have flowed the best. I know it wasn't perfect, but I thought everyone flowed here decently, and they were trying.
I thought the women put on in this match.
They did. I will say Lash Legend did give a nasty body slam to Chelsea Green where I think Chelsea could have said something like, yo, what was that? But she just kept it moving. I was like, respect. I'm glad we're not at a point where people complain in the middle of the match. I know one of my all-time favorites did it. Move, Vader! Move!
Yeah.
But at least we're in a better spot. Or, the Kofi Kingston.
Stupid!
Yeah, thanks, Randy.
Which, by the way, was totally uncalled for.
Absolutely. He hurt someone's push by doing that, but protect your spot, I guess, at the time. Look at that. Quill saying 8 out of 10 for the 4-way. Chelsea Green is my MVP of the women's division. Woo! It's time for Jade and B to drop those belts and start something with them so it's not rushed. Plus, they need to just beat everyone. We'll see. They should bring back the 24/7 title so Chelsea can have a title.
You know what? She would make that title fun.
Yeah. If you actually used it for the way it should be.
Like, you got to Crash Holly it up. Rest in peace.
Yes. I was just watching something. Hey, I want my money back, where he yelled at the APA, and then they were like, "Oh, here's a piece of candy instead." He offered him a beer. He was like, "I'm old enough to drink," and then he dumped it on his head. And then I think Bradshaw and Farouk ended up beating him down.
Crash was great.
He's so good in his role. Next up, Conrad rant time. We have Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed. Tremendous matchup here. Curb stomp to Big Bronson on the outside. I did not like what they did in this match. I think you had the opportunity to make Bronson Reed a monster, and I would have just had Bronson Reed destroy Seth. I said it last week. Yes, not fully destroy him, but Seth could have got some offensive, but in the end, Reed was going to walk away and look at you like, okay, this was the guy that everyone was talking about. See ya.
Absolutely nothing you're saying is wrong. You're 100% right. Only thing I'm going to say is that I'm hoping WWE is going to make them run it back in Survivor Series.
I think so. They did do. Sorry, he did get a little blood there, and honestly, that was probably his own fault with the steel steps, but. Mm-hmm. He ended up getting cut there, and then they had him kind of look dominant. And I get what they were trying to do. I think it would have just been more effective the other way. That could be me just being a nitpick.
I mean, not if he comes back and destroys him at Survivor Series. Look, I think he should have won at Crown Jewel as well. But what I'm trying to say is to look at the silver lining in a dark cloud. You know they're going to run it back.
Yeah. I would... Sean, we've said this before, I think. I want to see some classic Survivor Series matches. I'd like to see at least one.
I think those days are done, bro. I'm sad to see that too, but I don't think the 5-on-5s or 4-on-4 elimination matches are going to be happening anymore. I think they've gone to why I think it's one of the most fun times in Thanksgiving to see those Survivor Series matches. I don't think it's coming back.
Bring back the wild card. I'll never forget that pay-per-view either. Marty Jannetty with that top rope power bomb. Man, crazy.
That was a great match with the kid in them. That was a great match.
That Diesel and Brett, that's probably their best pay-per-view in 95. I'm not going to front.
They did their thing because it certainly was better than WrestleMania that year.
I'll never forget Diesel. I was still young enough to where I was like, I think wrestling's not, you have those moments where, where they're like, oh, I want you to think it's real. When Diesel cursed, when Bret Hart rolled him up, I was like,
oh, yeah. Because he was
like,
pissed.
Oh,
he was pissed. I mean, but that's great acting because, like, that roll up was a swerve, and that was awesome.
Because think about it, if you're playing basketball or something, if Michael Jordan hits the last second buzzer beater, are you going to be like, he got me? No, you're going to be
mad.
Yeah.
Yo, Kevin Nash. One thing about Kevin Nash, man, I thought Kevin Nash was really good for what he did. He was injury prone, but to me. 1995, Kevin Nash was Wrestler of the Year.
I don't think Nash got that bad until like the late 2000s, like 2001. Yeah, I shouldn't even say late.
Real talk. Nash was good when he was brought in as a bodyguard. Nash was good all throughout 94. Nash was good all throughout 95. Nash was great in 96 for obvious reasons. Nash was good in 97. He won the title at the end of 98, and then, finger poker done.
Yeah, then that's when things took a bad turn. Quill says Rollins Reed 8.5, very good, enjoyable match, violence from start to finish. I like it. Like I said, the match-wise, it wasn't bad how it was worked. Like I said, I wanted to have – you could have gave Bronson some good talking points. Now, I'm like, why would Seth face him again? What are they going to do, wreck more stuff? Like, I've seen –
Seth Rollins is going to face him again because – Bronson Reed is going to attack him again. Well, that's all it is.
Yeah. T. Ferg says, I think NXT might have the best women's division now. Like the AEW for a few months, but rarely showcase the women with 1 10-minute match every week. I will disagree. I think AEW has done a great job featuring their women. They usually have 2 to 3 matches on the pay-per-views, and I've been seeing more matches on Collision. This week's Collision had 2 women's matches on it, and they got a street fight, like a featured match. We can go back and forth about that, but NXT business is about to pick up, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Arun, what's good, man? Talk about Baron Corbin. We will get at that. Matt, we're never going to say anything positive about the worst wrestle. Well, I could probably say a few positive things, but that's the worst WrestleMania. What?
WrestleMania 11 is not the worst WrestleMania of all time.
I will argue on this hill forever.
Nobody will ever be able to convince me that any WrestleMania is worse than WrestleMania 9.
Nah, dude. 11 is awful.
It wasn't.
Awful.
It wasn't awful.
Michaels fan.
It wasn't awful. It was better than I take that back. It was awful, but it wasn't as awful as WrestleMania 9.
Come on, let's spin it real quick. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Why is
WrestleMania
right now? You're
not going to get me to change my mind.
Okay, you're not going to get me to change. Let's
go. I'm looking it up right now because I don't care.
What mania are you looking up? And I'll look up.
I'll look up 11 since I'm fighting against 11.
All right.
And you look up WrestleMania 9. All right, let's go.
I got 9 up. Go ahead.
All right, so WrestleMania 11. You're saying WrestleMania 11 was worse?
Well, listen, we're arguing about what's first, worse, and second.
Right. They both were terrible. But you're saying 11 was worse than 9?
I think 11's worse.
Right. Razor Ramon and Double J was a good match. It ended in
not 1, 2, 3 kid in the pajamas. What is this?
Bro, Razor with 1, 2, 3 Kid versus Jeff with the Roadie was a good match. I'm not happy ended in DQ. Right. I wasn't happy about that, but it was a good match. Allied Powers versus Jacob.
Wait. Hold on. Let me lobby back. So was that the opener?
No. Okay. I should have went in order then. First of all, you're gonna win this one. Number 1 was Allied Powers versus Jacob and Eli Blue. Obviously, you win that one. Okay, no problem. You win that. We don't have to talk about that. What was match 2 of WrestleMania 9?
The opener. They had a dark match. Tito Santana, Papa Shango. For anyone
we're not talking about dark matches, Conrad.
I like to represent my guy Tito Santana a little bit, give him some respect.
All right, God bless
Kataka with Sensational Sherry versus Shawn Michaels and Luna. This was not a bad match. The finish was bad.
Right, no contest. You win that one. You win that one as far as which one was worse. Razor and Jeff was better than the Steiners versus the Head
Shrinkers. I like Steiners and Head Shrinkers, though. I thought that was a really good match.
Okay, but it wasn't better.
I don't know. All I remember is 1, 2, 3 Kid in the pajamas, and I was like, "What is this, bro?" I'm
not backing down off of it. Razor and Jeff was better than the Head Shrinkers versus the Steiners.
All right, keep it moving. Keep it
one-on-one.
Go ahead.
Undertaker versus King Kong Bundy.
Oh, heck no.
Well, we're going match for match. What was the third match of WrestleMania 9?
What was the finish? A clothesline.
Okay, what was the third match of WrestleMania? You might be right.
Break and Crush.
All right, that was better. I'll give you that.
At least you got 2 doinks out of the deal.
All right, that was better. So it's 2-1 you.
I got match 5, Razor Ramon, Bob Backlund.
Well, not match 5, match 4 technically.
No, this is match. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah.
No dark match. Match 4.
Yep. Go ahead.
Razor and Bob Backlund. Squash match to make Razor.
Owen Hart and Yokozuna versus the Smoking Guns. I win that in a landslide.
That was probably the second best match on this
card.
Was
Owen Hart winning his first title was epic. So it's 2-2.
I might even say third best match.
Okay, 2-2. 2-2.
Okay, now we got Money Inc. versus the Mega Maniacs.
Even though Brett and Bob Backlund didn't tear the house down, that was better than that tag match.
Brett and Bob Backlund let me down because they've had better matches on Superstars.
Okay, true. But at the same time, we're talking about 2 bad WrestleManias. At the end of the day, Brett and Bob Backlund was better than Hogan and Beefcake versus Money
Inc. Matt going in.
So let's call a spade, right? Period. Point blank period. So it's 3-3.
Okay.
No, it's 3-2. It's 3-2.
You're up now. That's fine.
Yeah.
Lex Luger and Mr. Perfect.
Well, And I don't know how many matches. How many matches were on WrestleMania that showed on TV?
9, technically.
All right, so yeah, that's tough because there's only 7 matches on this card. Because I'm already up to Diesel versus HBK.
Come on, Trips. Tell me more about this Mania.
Right. I'm already on Diesel versus HBK. Mm-hmm. I'll say Diesel versus HBK was better than Lex Luger and Mr. Perfect.
Listen, we're arguing over some semantics.
No, we're not getting. No, we're not doing this. We're going to finish this debate because I care about this.
Go ahead.
So it's 4-2 technically because Diesel and Shawn Michaels was better than Mr. Perfect versus Lex Luger. Obviously, now we're at the Lex Luger and Bam Bam. Obviously, Yoko and Brett was better. And what was the other? And Giant Gonzalez versus. Holy crap! Yo, 11 was better. Shut it down.
It was doo-doo. Listen, take out that Lawrence Taylor match. I don't even know if people would be talking like this. I hate it. Like, Shawn and Diesel could have been so much better. Here's the thing. I guess maybe it's in hindsight because I'm like, dude, you could have done so much better with this show than you did. 11 to me just let me down completely. Like, I was watching that like, dude, this is the best you had to offer this year?
2 trash WrestleManias, but 11 was slightly better.
Yeah, and 27 is probably right behind it for me. That's 3. So
awesome.
Don't ever ask us to review those guys.
Never.
Please don't super chat it. At least make it $100 super chat.
Yeah, at least.
So me and Sean can at least get some good food while we have to watch this.
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania 9 god awful. Like I said, we're arguing over which one was worse. Like terrible. I think NXT looks like it had a better women's division because they do get screen time more, but there's a lot of talent in those matches and angles and promos that disguise in bad wrestling. Faux show. Going back to this, let's get into the first Crown Jewel Championship match for the women. You had, who is this? Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. Here's how they presented it. This is a big deal. Tiffany tries to cash in. It fails. Liv Morgan gets the win from interference. Okay.
Pathetic. Tiffany was the only intriguing part of this match, and they sent her back. It's dumb. It's super dumb.
I could see her cashing in at like Saturday night's main event. Is where I think they do it.
Maybe. I hope it comes soon because I'm tired of seeing Nia walk around with that belt.
Now, last week I gave credit, right? Me and Sean gave credit on here. Boy, oh boy, did they pull the wool over our eyes. The old bait and switch.
We got swerved.
The old bait and switch. Randy Orton and the homie starts taking out everyone and everything. Kevin Owens goes flying through. Nice touch on him wearing a Cowboy Bob Orton shirt, by the way. It's fine. I know it's building to something, but like, don't put a match on there and fake it. Like, I didn't like that.
No contest. I don't like it. I don't like the false advertisement. It's going to lead to Owen, Randy, and Cody for the title. But at the end of the day, this match should have been a lot more, or it should not have been on the card in the first place.
Robert Brown, what's up? Appreciate you.
What up, man? Lafayette, Indiana. I like it.
In the house.
What's happening? That's how you say that. What's happening?
What's happening? Triple threat match. Andrade, L.A. Knight. Yeah. And him. Carmelo Hayes. I really enjoyed this match. Yo, shout out to L.A. Knight too for that little hop up he did. I know sometimes they bag on him for missing the hop ups, but when L.A. Knight's on, he's on. I thought this was the match of the night. Honestly, this is probably I'll say this was the match of the night up until this point. This is my favorite match. I thought they really did good in this one. I don't know how you're feeling.
I mean, it was a good match. They wrestled well. I mean, to me, I thought that it was good. It was good. It was a 7.5, 8 match. I would have liked to see Carmelo win. I predicted Carmelo would win. He didn't win. It's unfortunate, but
yeah, predictions. I was off on this show too, though. I had Bronson Reed win. I had Nia winning. Like, I was off completely. So, what's next for the U.S. title division? Quickly, Sean. Like, I feel like you're gonna have to make some moves. We were talking about the Street Profits earlier. You got to make some moves here. Like, I think it's time to call Montez Ford into that division. Then
either Montez Ford or take it up a notch and bring somebody in that's gonna be like, I mean, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa.
LA Knight needs people to get involved in this or do something. And that's not LA Knight's fault. It's more so, well, what do you have for me?
Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, one of those two may end up taking the championship. Honestly, you should probably give the belt to Solo. But
yeah, to make it mean something. I mean, LA Knight hasn't been the greatest champion. He's good. He's really good, but
he's not featured enough.
He doesn't have an opponents, exactly.
Yeah, that's based on what you did. And now it's time for the main event. Cody Rhodes, whoa, and Gunther. It was time, man. We got a little rematch of the Rumble. These two have great chemistry. If you argue with me that this was match of the night or the triple threat, I'm not going to argue with you and go back and forth about it. But it was solid. We know what happened, though. They did the old WrestleMania 8 sleeper. He rolls back. 1, 2. I can't let go. 3. Cody wins. Whoa. And they got these big old belts.
Look at this. Look at this pandering. It's sickening. Golly, that makes me want to puke.
Hey, man.
Ugh.
Just let me know, man. Just let me know.
I'm done. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. This was stupid.
McKinney said this. Actually, a friend pointed that out to me, too. Do you think Raquel Rodriguez is going to get in trouble for showing her lower back during the match? I mean, they could say they admonished her, but from a company standpoint, well, what did you want her to do? Like, that's kind of her gimmick. She's honestly Diesel right now, like to Liv Morgan.
She's Big Mama Cool, but at the same time, I like McKinney's question because I don't care if you're Big Mama Cool or not. If the country's rules are that you shouldn't be showing your skin, then you shouldn't be showing your skin.
And it's more so. I mean, they shouldn't be there. Like I'll leave it at that. I was gonna say something, but I'm not.
Right.
Be careful with that stuff, please. Is Cody even wrestling at Survivor Series? Because it looks like Randy versus KO, so Cody has the night off.
I mean,
that'd be weird.
I wouldn't be surprised because WWE is stupid like that, but it should be a triple threat for the title, honestly.
Yeah, Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, 5 out of 10. Quills was not feeling this one. The 3-way was good, but does anyone feel like LA Knight is starting to come off a little heelish in some of his actions?
Yep.
Which he'll be fine with if he needs to. The ring general forgetting how to wrestle was a trash ending, Clown said. Blah ending, corny Cody Rhodes with Corporate H. Blood Money Championship. Owens Norton, 0 out of 10. What was the point of having the match on the card? They played us, bro.
Yep.
You all thought you were getting 7 matches. You only get 6.
Yep. They swerved us.
Gunther and Cody was good, but it would have been better if it was the main match for the title or something. Cody put out his schedule. Survivor Series was not on it, and he always puts the PLE.
Wow.
He's been accurate with it so far.
What a joke. Unbelievable.
Maybe they'll have one of those satellite interviews or something.
You know, that's so disappointing, man. Whatever. Like that's a shame. That's such a shame.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna actually go through with it. I find it hard to imagine not having the WWE champion in some form on Survivor Series, but maybe
Roman Reigns wasn't on the show.
Maybe they feel they got enough juice with Roman.
But that's just another. That's stupid, bro. I don't like that at all. That's terrible.
Let's get through this. I'm gonna try and talk about some points here. We're gonna stick with the WWE things, but let's get into some WWE news. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I've been marking chapters for you guys so you can jump to parts that you want to hear if you want to go back. WrestleMania, thank you for the picture. Baron Corbin released. Tegan Knox, Baron Corbin's contract's going to expire. The other two were released. Tegan Knox and Indy Hartwell. What do you think here, Sean, about these 3 releases?
3 untapped talents that never really had a chance to thrive the way they should have. You know, you can say that Corbin had his chance with Money in the Bank a few years ago. You can say that he had a chance with Happy Lucky Corbin. You can say that Indy Hartwell had her opportunity as NXT Women's Champion. Tegan Knox, not so much. A lot of her issues were injury related. But 3 young talented people that unfortunately were a victim of just not being over at a time where maybe they were going over the books and said, hey, we can afford to lose these kids. It's a shame. They'll bounce back. I don't think the answer is always to go to AEW. I think there's other organizations that they would probably do well. But the bottom line is Tegan Knox, injury prone, talented, but injury prone. Indy Hartwell, unfortunately, outside of the way, she really did not thrive as much as I would have liked to see her thrive because I think she's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And then Baron Corbin, I think had multiple. I like Baron Corbin, but he did kind of have multiple chances, and was moderately successful, but maybe not successful enough for them to keep him around.
I'm jumping to the comments about this. Doug says, sickening they announced Indy before her last match even aired. Yeah, I heard Baron Corbin actually filmed some stuff for Netflix too, like the week before, like a couple days before he found out. I think Tegan Knox expected it eventually. I know she'll go back to Nixon Noel and be on the indie scene possibly again. Do you see any preferable landing spots for them? Because I agree with what you said. Corbin got stuck with some bad gimmicks. Corbin was doing great until you took the money in the bank from him and had Jinder Mahal beat him. Jinder Mahal caused a lot of problems. I hope people know that. Like, the booking of him just ruined a lot of other people. Meanwhile, you had Knox, like you said, it was the injuries. I'm not crying over anybody on here, but at the same time, I thought Baron Corbin had something. Indy Hartwell is great, just not in ring. I think Indy's great for like a backstage segment. She's great as fodder, like you said, with the way. The way really showed what she could do.
Like, and I think they dropped the ball with putting them back together too, because I think the way was really good. I think once they made it to the main roster, I think they should have came back together. Austin Theory, I think he would be thriving a lot more than he would be thriving doing what he's doing with Grayson Waller. I think they suck.
Theory was kind of the lovable.
Yeah, the lovable idiot. Yeah.
Yeah, with it.
And by the way, calling him an idiot in this context is not being disrespectful. We know he's not an idiot in real life. He was a goofball in the group, but he was that. The way was really entertaining. I'm sure Indy. I'm sure Lorraine, Dexter. I think all of them would have loved to be back together on the main roster.
Yeah, it was weird how they didn't get brought up all together at the same time, and DIY's in this weird thing, and then you got Candice and Indy. So now is Candice still going to just be rolling with Nia? Like, it's weird right now, everything they're doing. And hopefully they can figure it out. Shout out to the speed champion, Candice LeRae. Going back to this, Baron Corbin, I think her talents are so much better than that. That's just me speaking. Sorry for the sarcasm. Don't blame Sean. You can send that to @EPW Show. Any hate for that? Baron Corbin, though, he makes steaks. He could be a chef. Maybe he wants to own a restaurant. Maybe he wants to do a YouTube show or podcast series about eating steaks and talking wrestling or talking NFL football. He could do that. Tegan Knox, she can go back on the indie scene, and I think TNA's in need of help. Take a chance. Why not? What's it gonna hurt? Won't hurt. Short-term contract.
Big fish, smaller pond. I mean, I think they'll be fine. I think all three of them have the potential to go somewhere else and be successful. Baron Corbin's a former world championship contender, you can say. He's in that ballpark of somebody taking a chance on him and putting him at the top of the card. And he'll be successful. And I think Indy Hartwell is extremely talented. I just think she was underutilized.
Yeah. I'm going back into here. Tegan Knox, Nixon Newell will shine whether it's TNA, AW, ROH, especially with the rumor of the ROH TV deal. BJ said Baron got scapegoated as the reason WWE programming sucked for a while, which wasn't on him at all. Put him together with Jack Perry as his heavy and start the new flock. Interesting. I could even see them putting MJF with Baron Corbin too if they wanted to. I know we're putting Baron Corbin in lesser roles, but he could do something with that, I think.
Right. Somebody's heavy.
Yeah. Or if you wanted to be a single star, go to TNA. I put him in the main events. He's tall. You could do something with him. Tegan, I think, only came back because of Papa H, only for him to say, nah. People forget these things. Corbin, I will definitely follow. I feel bad they lost their jobs, but not needle movers.
I think that's a sound assessment from Deanna, and I think that's exactly what it is.
Honestly, too, Sean, who's a needle mover today? I know sometimes people say that word like, oh, they're going to do this, but who's really a needle mover? Roman, Cody, Punk, maybe? There's not that many people that like their segment comes on and you know it's going to go up. Jey Uso.
I was just about to say, but I'm glad you said it.
Well, do we want to bring up the thing you just sent me? The merch.
Yeah.
He outsold Roman Reigns and Punk combined. Just saying. I know.
All I'm saying is thank God he won the Intercontinental belt because I would be so. You want to talk about angry? Like him winning the Intercontinental Championship has brought my mood all the way down. I'm very content right now, but I will say this: the mood will go back up pretty soon if he keeps outselling everybody and they continue to not let him be world champion. I'm gonna start getting mad again, Conrad.
I'll be ready for it. T. Ferg says, "Are there more releases coming? Isn't this the time of year where they do massive cuts? Rumor there are more releases, but they've said that a few times and nothing happens.
Yeah, so
let's hope it's over for.
And it's not always in-ring talents either.
Yeah." Guy Will Gamble says, "You're everybody. Hope y'all having a great Monday." What's good, Guy Will Gamble?
What up, Guy Will Gamble?
BJ says, "I think Indy will do well wherever she goes." They brought up Indy and had nothing for her on the main roster. Yeah, I couldn't remember one thing she did. I could see the Indy becoming the Broski Jimmy's heater, like Steph DeLandre with the Cardonas. Could do that. The minute Corbin went face, I knew it was going downhill. Yeah. Well, what are you going to do with Apollo Crews now? If I'm Apollo Crews, I'm worried. Like, well, what are you doing with me?
Yeah.
But, I'm shocked Giovanni Vinci was on those releases. Remember what I said weeks ago? Where's Giovanni Vinci? Why'd you take him out of Imperium?
That's what you said, and you were right.
Sounds like sabotage. So we'll leave it at that. Back into the WWE news realm. Let's continue going here. Are you ready for the road to WrestleMania, Sean? The WWE's on fire right now. And I don't like being on camera, but I'm going to tell you why we're on fire. We've got new events coming up here. I can't see. What's the March 14th? Where is that? Barcelona, Spain, and they're getting SmackDown. Germany getting a house show both days. One in Hanover and one in, what is that? Dortmund?
Dortmund.
Brussels is getting Raw. I'm curious to see how this is going to work in Belgium. Italy, Bologna. I'm kidding. I know. Don't get mad at me. Italy's getting SmackDown. Belfast, I got to have fun on here sometime.
You did. Yes, that was good.
Belfast, Northern Ireland, they're getting a house show. Nottingham, England, getting a house show as well. Glasgow, Scotland. London, England's getting SmackDown. Vienna, Austria. I wonder who's going to main event that show. Amsterdam, Netherlands, and London, England gets Raw. So they're going back to England. Crazy. That's like boom, boom, bing, 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 bing. Come back. It's smart.
Yeah, nobody's getting ready for WrestleMania though.
It's getting people ready for WrestleMania season. So those crowds should all be hot, ready. US, are you not mad that they are doing this? Like, they're basically saying, like, yeah, you guys aren't hype enough for this.
And by the way, the likelihood of people like Rock showing up, unlikely. Great job, WWE. Now we know Rock's not going to be there for at least 7 or 8 shows going into WrestleMania. Brilliant.
WWE totally misses the plot on these Saudi shows. Forget the story. Just put on fun, athletic spectacle. Put on first-time matches in a comedy or two. Make the best of it. They're so dull, he says. Renegade says spoilers are running wild. They are keeping Apollo out of spite. Otherwise, he's going directly to the Hurt Syndicate. Woo! Bologna. I'm sorry. Italy, I had to have fun. I'm sorry, Italy. I'm sorry. Going to be a lot of waves, unrelated chants if they stink up the place like the last UK pay-per-view. BJ, quote, WWE has the highest gates in history the last few weeks. It has accumulated with the biggest WrestleMania gate. We are on top of the world. Triple H at the post-show interview. That's great, Hunter. By the way, the Saudi shows make more money than all the WrestleManias combined with inflation as well. Shout out to Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics. After Amsterdam, there will be mandatory drug testing.
We're selling more. Our gates are higher than they've ever been. What's your secret? Well, you know what we do? Here's a secret. You want to know the secret? Here it comes. We raised ticket prices.
Well, they say that's on Ticketmaster because they're the ones who do the dynamic pricing. but still lower your ticket prices if you know they're doing that. I don't know. Whoever can afford WrestleMania tickets, bless them by paying 1,000 fans for nosebleeds. They're stupid. Yeah, I'm not paying a G to sit in the nosebleeds for 2 nights. I couldn't.
There's some value for being in the house, but not for that much.
No. The post-Raw Manias have been sucking. Jeez, E. Gate watching. Is that seat watching evolved? Oh, my goodness. Sticking to it. Bill Goldberg made an announcement. I believe he's at a college football. Was it game day? I don't remember what the show was. I think he was on SEC. Yeah, there it is. SEC Network. Goldberg's retirement match is happening in 2025. Sean, wake up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard the term. We're not talking about Goldberg in 2025, are we?
We are. He's getting a retirement match. Him, Big John, The Rock. They're all going to be there in 2025 is the year of Gambit, baby. They're pulling the aces out the sleeves and throwing them. What about? Did you see what Nick Nemeth said about this match?
No, but I'm sure it's on the money. Whatever he said.
He said, him versus Gunther. Spear. Gunther kicks out at 1. He goes for the jackhammer. Chop, chop. Gunther wins in like 3 minutes. He said, then good riddance. He put good 2 other letters in there for ECW. Good riddance. And I was like, jeez. I was there when Goldberg faced Nick Nemeth at SummerSlam.
Yeah, well, look. At the end of the day, Goldberg should not be on WWE television in 2025. Goldberg ended Bret Hart's career. I don't like Bill Goldberg. How about that?
Fair points to make. Netflix, getting into this a second. Goldberg pulled the squeaky wheel. Yeah, he was crying. I know you ain't sleeping when you brought him up. No, Hubbs was knocked out when they said Goldberg. Netflix mentioned CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes as names that they are hoping to be seen on the featured show. WWE has noted that the rosters are not decided as of yet. Thoughts, sir? Quick thoughts, I guess. You want Punk, Roman, and Cody, huh?
The fact that they're saying hoping it's not promising to me. I mean, it is what it is. I would count on Cody because Cody's a homer. I would count on Roman Reigns every once in a while. Probably CM Punk. Yeah, probably all 3. But Rock, I don't know. Who knows?
Should we just end the draft? Like, I'm going to keep saying this. Should we just end the draft?
The draft is pointless. You've been saying that for a long time, and you're right.
I don't get it. Just say we don't have a draft. Just have NXT and then main roster, or do SmackDown and NXT trade talent. I don't understand what we're doing here.
The brand split is pointless. You might as well just wrap it up. But then again, that means some people are not going to have enough time on TV.
And the last bit of our news segment, Montez Ford. This is a piece of what he has said. He said that he is frustrated with the constant stop and go with the Street Profits in WWE. I just talked about this with Apollo and Baron Corbin and others. You can't LA Knight. You can't keep giving these guys like, here's this, and then hold off for a couple weeks. But when nobody says anything about this or doesn't want to hold WWE accountable for this, what does it mean, I guess you're happy. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. Like, are we ever going to see the Motor City Machine Guns on a PLE?
I don't think we're going to see the Tag Team Championships on the PLE.
Or not until Mania, at least, right?
Right, possibly. Not until Mania. And then they're going to do like a fatal 30-way ladder match. Montez Ford is 100% right. I hope he doesn't get fired because of it. And I'm being very genuine when I say that.
No, I think he's a tremendous athlete, and I think he's got clout on his side. I mean, but then again, they've wasted Bianca too. I mean, Bianca took a step back.
But I think Bianca's is going to pay off. I think her and Jada WrestleMania is going to be worthy. But Montez Ford,
I've wanted to see those two as a heel couple, like Stephanie Triple H style. I mean, like to the top.
However long ago it was, 6 months, a year, whatever it was, you had Bobby Lashley. You had Bianca Belair, the Profits, an MVP, under the same roof. We all knew what should have happened, but then again, that's a good idea. So you know what that means.
E says CM Punk should work Fridays. Clown says he's hate Goldberg since he beat Raven for the U.S. title in WCW. Vinny says Roman can be on Raw and SmackDown. I'll let Sean do the voice here.
Quilly's comment, Triple H voice. Well, here's the secret. We raised the ticket prices so we can overcharge and then purposely underperform. Good job, Triple Big Nose. I agree.
James from Pro Wrestler Shoot. They will be live on Tuesday. I think you guys are going live tomorrow. And I know they got a big interview, not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday with UPW. Talk a little wrestling video game. So make sure you guys give them a subscribe over there. New motto, here, there, anywhere, just end the silly draft. I'm telling you. Montez Ford is absolutely right. What brand split? Because at this point, with the money being spent, WWE is going to give them what they want, just like I said with Saudi. I'm just saying. For some people, I just would say, man, if only someone else did this, I can only imagine what would be said. Bianca step back is more to help Jade until the company is trusting her on her own. How long, though, Matt? How long is that going to be? Is Jade almost ready in anyone's eyes?
She's getting there, but not yet.
Remember that Elimination Chamber match where Ford, Reed, Priest, Theory came off looking like future stars? Yeah, that was cool. One for Ford.
Yeah,
bad,
might as well have been a million years ago.
Honestly, I didn't even remember it anymore at this point.
How should you? And how could you remember?
Well, I complained about it, though. I said, what did Montez Ford do wrong in that match? They never got another chance again. Bobby Lashley wanted Bianca Belair to join the faction, but she turned it down because she didn't want to turn heel. Womp womp.
Oh, boy.
Are you getting some breaking news?
No, I'm just looking at the fact that these, cuts might actually be, there might be more coming.
I hope not. I truly, truly don't. But that's going to be our wrap up here for the WWE news side of things. Let's move on over to AEW quickly. Death Riders, Jon Moxley's Death Riders. Sean, I know you wanted to get into this a little bit when it was concerning the move they're making here with Shane O'Mac, and I've got some thoughts on it as well. As far as it sounds like there is no promise that Shane's showing up.
Yeah, there's no promise at all that anybody's showing up. I thought that it would be a good idea to have there be a play on words here from the 90s, a higher power, but and I still think Shane O'Mac would be an amazing fit as it relates to that storyline, though I don't think he should be anywhere near the office. I stand on that. But if he came in just as a character, as the higher power boss, that'd be dope. But it's looking more and more like there might be a chance it might be nobody. So my question to you, Conrad, and to the chat is, if nobody else is coming in, then what does this all mean? Like, what exactly is going on here? Because there has to be more members, otherwise it's going to be like a dud.
It depends on what you want to do with this and where you want to take it. Only Jon Moxley and Tony Khan know what the point of this is. Mm-hmm. Is it a takeover? Is it
Moxley if it's a takeover, you have to have more people.
Right. Or is it we're trying to motivate the roster? Are the Elite coming back to be the saviors? Because I don't think that's the wisest move to make. Mm-hmm. More on that in a little bit. I don't know where you go with this at this point, but Shane has not been promised to anyone. So the moment people start acting like it was supposed to be Shane, they never said that.
No, that's
you thought that because you saw some photos taken.
Right. It's mere speculation.
Absolutely. Goldberg versus Shane. I'm good.
Oh boy, please.
I don't know. I don't know what we do here to make things right.
There's no. I mean, you have to bring in somebody big. I mean, this reminds me of the Adam Cole, Faces of Fear deal they did back last year.
Yeah, the mask.
Yeah.
Who's the devil? And you like I said, it's a sad moment. When Sean said it, I realized, I was like, if it's not CM Punk, they're gonna boo this.
It's over.
And I wonder if it's the same thing with the Shane McMahon stuff. Like,
only two viable options I see are Shane or Edge. I think Edge makes a good impact as well. It has to be Shane or it has to be Adam Copeland, period.
I don't even know if Adam Copeland would be enough to save it. But if he joined and you have like a symbol of you joining this group with Yuta, Claudio, Pac, and everyone else who's involved, you could do something here as well. There's hope for it. I'm just curious to know where it goes. Maybe they're trying to save something for the big Dynamites going into 2025. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but pushing it back, man. I think they need to do something real quick.
Well, you got to have some teases in between all of this, but
you've been teased enough, Conrad.
No, I'm saying what you can't just come out at Full Gear. I'm trying to use a good phrase here. The phrase I want to use is not good. You can't come here and plop down all your ideas into one match and then be like, "Here it is, everybody. This is what we're doing."
Right.
It's not time for that. I think you got to dangle the carrot and lead people along, even if it's for one show, two shows. Is the big reveal here at Full Gear, or is the big reveal going to be somewhere else? Is there a big reveal? Like I said, what's in the briefcase? Why are they carrying around a briefcase? That's never been.
You kind of opened my eyes, Conrad, because the thought that there might be nobody, that never even entered my mind. But you could be right.
Yeah, BJ said, but won't this be the same as the Devil story? Here's the thing: you can't control what people's expectations are,
right?
And that's a weird thing. And it's like, why are you expecting that? But McKinney says it's going to be whack, just like the Devil, Moxley, and the gang beating up lower mid-card guys is corny until some top stars enter the fight. I'm good on this. Next. You gotta beat up villagers to get to the point. I don't want to see Will Ospreay get destroyed night one. Like, you can't do that. I don't know. You got to have some hope, and then you crush hope. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that.
I think the whole point of this conversation, what you're seeing as far as what you're saying, Conrad, what I'm saying, what the chat's saying, is that they better not screw this up, because this is another one where they keep building you up. And last time was a letdown, and this kind of feels like a letdown. So I'm starting to lose interest.
I don't know what people want.
And I'm not an impatient guy. I get you have to build things, but it's like, okay, now, like, what are we doing?
I am going to start telling people this, though, and this is the question I always pose to people with AEW. I need people to start telling me what they should do then. Like, you can't fantasy write stuff for people who aren't there.
You need to have – I'll tell you what they need to do. They need to have something in the bag when they're doing a storyline like this.
Absolutely.
They can't wing something like this. They can't have – you know what we're going to do? We're going to have Jon Moxley take the belt and put it in a bag. We're going to have him turn on Bryan Danielson. We're going to have him join up and have him start like this faction that says they're going to take over AEW and make AEW whole again and make AEW right again. Okay. You better have somebody in mind to bring it home.
Right, but what if their idea was Moxley's going to run this group, he's going to walk around with this briefcase, unveil a new championship, and they're going to dominate and just beat people up? What if that was all it was?
Because it hasn't been presented that way. His verbiage has given the indication that somebody else is coming.
Could be. And like I said, the briefcase also makes you wonder, well, who is that? What's that for? Why is that
what
there?
I'm trying to say, my only thing, you can't have a storyline like this when you don't have something in the bag. You said it yourself. You felt like when CM Punk left the company that they were really trying to figure out on the fly who the guy behind the mask was going to be. And they just said, you know what, it's probably going to have to be Adam Cole. You can't have... If this situation is just going to end up being Jon Moxley revealing a new title, that's not going to be satisfying.
I'm just putting it out there as, are we expecting too much sometimes as fans? Like, we don't go through WWE and we're like, oh, there's going to be someone brand new for this WWE storyline. Like, people are just content with what we know. We're here. Like, The Rock's coming back. John Cena might challenge for the title. Like, Sean, we've laid out what's probably going to happen. There's nothing new that you're telling me going into what we're SummerSlam next year. We're pretty good on. Like, I got it. I'm good, bro.
What I'm saying to you is that as an AEW fan, as an AEW supporter, you can't swing and miss but so many times. This has potential, but we have to get a payoff. I don't feel paid off as of yet. I don't. But I'm anticipating something happening. I'm anticipating this leading to something. Now, to answer your question about people wanting too much, if your whole, when I say you, I mean you in general, if you feel like the only way this is going to be a successful payoff is if it's Shane McMahon, then you need to kind of relax a little bit. There's no reason for you to feel like it's Shane McMahon or bust. But you know what? If it's not Shane McMahon, it needs to be somebody that makes sense. This seems to me like NWO 2025. The big payoff was Hogan. Now, who's going to be the big payoff in 2025? Obviously, that would mean somebody from another company. Now, you can't bring in somebody that's not going to hit a home run. But the good news is there's a lot of people that can hit triples. Adam Copeland would be a triple. But you know who would be a bunt single? Baron Corbin. You know who would be a bunt single? Somebody from TNA. We need somebody that's going to hit at least a triple because we only got, and you tell me if I'm wrong, to run with the baseball analogy, a double with the Adam Cole thing? Maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is we're banking on one person. That's a lot to bank.
Well, I'm not banking on one person. I think Shane McMahon would be a grand slam. I'm not counting on that, though. I think they need to bring somebody in that makes a splash. Adam Copeland would make a splash, and it would make sense from a storyline perspective because he's a WWE guy.
Right. And like I said, the other people who could make a big splash, you're not getting Roman Reigns. You're not getting John Cena.
Right.
You're not getting any of these people. We're living in fantasy land at this point. It's WWE ID, anyone? You can't even bring in Zilla Fatu anymore, probably.
Right.
Like, let's keep it a buck when it comes to this. I'm going down here. I'm just seeing what people are putting. You are killing me. McKinney says, bold prediction. The Hurt Syndicate is going to do just like they did in WWE with Retribution. They're going to offer to clean up Moxley and his crew for title opportunities. Listen, and if you're building Moxley's group up, here's the thing. You can't have half the company in this group either. You got to have a couple people that are strong and that you could put in here. Cool, great. You do have other groups, though. Like, I don't want the Hurt Syndicate mixed up in this. Swerve does not need to be mixed up in this. What business is it of Swerve's? And I know BJ put the eye roll emoji that the Young Bucks are going to save their company. Is that the wave? Is that who? I personally think Darby Allin. That was my point, Sean. Maybe this is that Darby now?
Go right ahead. Go
No, Darby Allin. Like, maybe that was the point of this, though. It was like the NWO thing. Like, were people always wondering, is there someone bigger than Hogan?
Sting wouldn't have worked. That's the key. That's where we're at. You said bigger than Hogan.
No, Hogan's in the NWO. Were people wondering, okay, well, what's next for the NWO?
Oh, well, see, that's when they started flailing, Conrad. That's when it started getting a little bit like.
But that's what happens to the big groups, though. Like.
But see, the group as it is right now, it's a whole lot of, respectfully, a whole lot of undercarders, right? So it's kind of like we need somebody big to come in and make a splash. We need somebody to come in and make a splash. Like, even you could argue Jon Moxley's not like he's a star in AEW, but like Jon Moxley being the leader of his own group, it's kind of like you kind of need a co-leader at this point.
I just feel like a lot of people are. How do I want to put this? Like, they lost Punk and Cody, and I'm going back to the AEW thing. And I like that we're actually having a conversation about this.
Yes.
They lost Punk and Cody. Now everyone matters less. But before that, when Punk was there, everybody was good. Everybody was elevated in people's eyes. Now people matter less. Like, well, where did the star power go? Oh, Mercedes and Ospreay and Okada aren't draws. What does that mean?
Right.
Like, what are we saying?
Right.
I don't know. We're just in a weird spot here. The Adam Cole thing, that was a pop fly that Judge dropped.
Wow, running with the baseball analogy.
T-Ferg, I'm not even going to give him any credit. I don't think he's starting up any company. I think he hates wrestling. Gomez, that is. Adam Copeland as a real big boss would be perfect because he's someone who will do whatever it takes to succeed in pro wrestling.
Right. And that's a triple to me. I mean, if Shane McMahon's a grand slam home run, I think Adam Copeland is a gap triple.
Can I make a point? And I know I'm going to make a comparison.
Sure.
If people are this disappointed in AEW, you had to be disappointed with the higher power. How come no one stopped watching then? Like, I could bring up Katie Vick. How come no one stopped watching then? There have been lots of swings and misses with this company, too. The other one that I'm referring to with this. Nobody stopped watching. So why is it if AEW has a miss, it's like, it's over. It's over.
That's the reason why it's unfair. Okay. I criticize WWE, and when necessary, I criticize AEW. I'm still watching both. Look, I practice what I preach. I boycotted WWE for 8 months. 8 months. But at the end of the day, we love wrestling. But no, people should not be ready to throw in the towel when AEW makes a mistake. But I don't think they should keep making mistakes.
It's hard to be perfect in this. Like I said, you're going up against WWE ID. Now, people are telling AEW you have to scramble and think of something on your own now because guess what? Yeah. You're losing access now to the top indie wrestlers. So now what are you going to do? That sucks. Like, that's bad. So when you have one problem, focus on your storytelling, but you also need to focus on how you're going to build new people up. And it's like, guys, you can't. There's only 8 hours in a day that you're working on this stuff, or maybe 16. Yep. How are you going to do all this? Yep. It's rough. And rumors are he's negotiating a Ring of Honor True TV deal, possibly. Like, what do you want him to do? Meanwhile, when you say something, does the brother not listen?
He certainly does listen.
I will give him credit where credit is due. You guys wanted Private Party as the tag champs? Ta-da! Here it is.
Put the belts on. And that's what it's all about for me. That's what it's all about. When you hear somebody clamoring, I don't believe in the idea of changing a match mid-swing, so I felt like the Bucks should have won the match the first time. If the Bucks were scheduled to win, the Bucks should have won. But the fact that they ran it back and got them their justified win, I love that. That means that he's listening to the people.
You know who else he did this for? The Acclaimed.
Yeah.
He didn't change his mind mid-match, and he probably follows the same rules. Sorry, that was my hand. The same rules that you do. Like, no, we're not changing our mind with it. They had them come out on Collision. They announced it. I'll show this graphic again when we do the Dynamite review. But they have number one contender matches to get into a four-way to face them at Full Gear. It's already been announced.
And you know what? And it's just like Jey Uso, bro. If they lose the titles next pay-per-view, they had their moment in the sun. And I'm happy. I'm not saying they should lose the titles. I'm trying to make a point, though, that at least they did something that the people wanted.
Not even just that, but look at the storytelling that's going on for people who say there's no storytelling. Pulling up the teams. The Outrunners. They've kind of been hanging out with FTR. Like I said, I believe FTR is going to turn on them. House of Black's been getting way more TV time for all the House of Black fans. Top Flight. There's a breakup story going on with that. The Acclaimed. LFI's with Jake the Snake now, by the way. More on that later. With this, the Acclaimed teased the breakup. When Max Cash said, you know why I'm the best wrestler? You know what I got in my pockets? And then he pulled out the card again to remind you. MVP gave him a card. And Anthony Bowens was like, why didn't you throw that away? And he's like, MVP thinks I'm the best wrestler alive. And I was just like,
seeds being planted.
Interesting.
But they don't tell stories in AEW.
Right. That's my whole point. That's my whole point. I think that you can you could do something here. Giving the fans what they want and treating talent fairly. Nah, we should be more like Gomez. And I heard that a lot. Yeah. What's LFI? La Faction. Come on, E. Don't be messing with me, bro.
And
Gobernables. I'll let you slide because I got my WWE Italy Bologna. Looks like a story to me. The stories are there.
I gotta do my weekly LWO music. You remember? You ready for me to hit? Who wants to hit LWO music? Here you go. Viva la raza. Hit it out, Vito. Hit it out, Vito. It's awesome.
On to serious news. Marco Stunt announces his retirement from pro wrestling. I saw that he was having some hip issues, and it sounds like that he is making the decision to retire from pro wrestling. I know he's got a podcast and stuff out there. we here at Clash wanted to wish the best to Marco Stunt.
Most definitely gave us some entertaining moments as part of, the faction he was in with
Jurassic Express.
I mean, look, health is wealth, man. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, originally him and Jungle Boy were going to be the tag team, I believe someone said, and that ended up getting switched to the boy and his dinosaur. Listen, we're at the finishing point.
Stretch run.
Yes, Dynamite coming up. Me and Derek will be reviewing live this Wednesday. Following Dynamite, Adam Cole, Malachi Black. You've got Penelope Ford versus Jamie Hayter. Konosuke Takeshita, the international champion, teams with Kyle Fletcher. By the way, if you did not watch Collision, Kyle Fletcher Commander, go watch it. Go watch it. Ricochet and a mystery partner. I wonder who that could be.
Yeah, we know who that is.
Team up to face them. We have Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin versus Claudio and Pac. We also have the Learning Tree, the Ring of Honor World Champion Chris Jericho, as they take on the conglomeration in a fight without honor.
The Nueve's in the house.
Do you believe that this TV deal is coming, Sean, this time? We've heard this many of times. Last time Jericho, when he got the belt, too.
I do.
Okay. And listen, if this show gets 100,000 viewers, that's more than they were getting before.
Factuals.
So I would actually like to see it because I think that'll allow them to separate and do some different things with stories over there, too. But cool. We also have the Hurt Syndicate. They're going to be live. They're suited up. Slim Jim suit and all, baby. I can't wait. I'm actually really invested in that too. So all the things that we're talking about being invested in, you got the MJF storyline. You've got this small storyline with Jamie Hayter, Penelope Ford. You've got Ricochet trying to go after Konosuke Takeshita and Will Ospreay having the beef with him. You've got a story with Jericho and the Learning Tree and the conglomeration.
You got a story with Orange Cassidy getting serious.
And you got Darby Allin kind of coming down like Sting. I'm just saying there's some little things I'm noticing. And you got Christian versus Hook, who took out his father to get this face-to-face between these two. And don't forget what Christian has in his back pocket.
Oh, yes.
World title shot. Jumping into New Japan real quick, Shota Umino is going to be making that challenge to Zack Sabre Jr. for Wrestle Kingdom. So if you're wondering what your main event is, there it is, announced to you. Also, Ricochet put a beat down on Zack Sabre Jr. after and had to let the people know I still got it. There was a bald insult. Tired of people insulting bald people and thinking that's an insult. That's not right. How you feeling about these matchups here, Sean?
I love it. I think that New Japan has lost a lot of people, but I think with people like Zack Sabre Jr. and Ricochet in the fold, that I think they still have enough to be able to be valuable, and I hope that continues to be the case.
I hope so. And Wrestle Dynasty starting to take shape. AEW, Kenny Omega was over there. We got an announcement that Kenny Omega is going to be making his return, and he wants to face a young up-and-coming star from New Japan.
And thank God he's okay, because he was in a bad physical state.
Yes. We did get a super chat for NWOB team. I'm sorry I'm late.
It's all good, Joel. All right, here we go. NWO.
Curly Bill. Stevie Ray. Brian Adams. Tonight's match is sponsored by Slim Jim. Snap it to a Slim Jim brand.
There we go.
I had one of them and they hurt my teeth, Tony.
Horace Hogan.
Clown says Sawyer Wreck also announced her retirement in November. Will be it for her. Best wishes to Sawyer Wreck as well.
Most definitely.
AEW is doing everything fans complained they weren't doing before, like more storylines, video package, recaps, advertising, and people still complain. Yep. Shouldn't Alex be with LFI? What's Jake gonna show them? Yo, chill.
The Harris brothers. Nick Anderson. and Patrick.
Damon McKinney. He says they tell stories. It's just bad acting. I don't know if I would agree with that every time.
Interesting take, though.
I will always say this, bro. I think WWE just got people used to a certain way, and if it's not WWE, people ain't feeling it. Any Shinsuke Nakamura news?
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness.
Suited and booted. Jericho was on ROH Thursday hyping up women's championship match with Athena and Abaddon, which was so good. Why is Athena only on Ring of Honor? She's the draw. God, yeah. I don't get how people don't get it. Shooter called out Mox too. Yeah, I do believe Jon Moxley might put a beat down on him beforehand. I think Shooter's going to turn. Shooter's a babyface, and people are booing him. He's like John Cena. By the way, you know who that happened to as well? Sonata. Guess what he did? He left his group this morning, and he is now part of Bullet Club War Dogs.
There you
he
go.
Took off the tracksuit. A lot happening. D Money, what's good, man? Appreciate you. Salute. Yeah, so they're building up that Wrestle Dynasty show, so keep your eyes peeled for that. We got some matches getting ready to happen for Full Gear. It's going to be on Triller TV as well. You got Hangman Page, Jay White. We mentioned the big AJ match last week. I don't have the graphic right now. Orange Cassidy, Jon Moxley for the World Championship. I do like that they're trying to make Orange get a little more serious.
He needs to be.
Monday Night Raw tonight, we have a huge four-way coming up for the number one contendership. Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Sheamus. Can't wait for that one. Should be a good one.
Can't wait for that one.
NXT is going to be in the land of extreme. Go ahead. You could go through the match. I'll do the ECW music for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the ECW Arena, it's going to be NXT Heavyweight Champion Williams teaming up with ECW original Bubba Ray Dudley going up against former NXT Heavyweight Champion Ethan Page and the career killer Ridge Holland. I said what I said.
Too far. That sounds like some real ECW promos. Bubba Ray Dudley is back. He'll be in the house.
They should make that should be his name. The career. By the way, that should be his name. Career killer. That would actually be. I'm not even being funny. I said it to be funny originally, but like the career killer, Ridge Holland. Yo.
You gotta be careful with that one.
Yeah,
if you're a Big E fan, they might go off.
Right.
You got Dawn Marie. I haven't heard this term used since 2000 and what would we say?
2003.
Jada Parker, Lola Vice. Let me tell you, I might have to go back and watch that one.
Jesus, yo.
Jiminy Crickets.
Jada Parker is her, bro. She is her.
Yes, this match is going to have a lot of happening in this one. Dawn Marie, guest referee. Hardcore match. Also, the company that used to call it a bingo hall at the 2300, they're going to have a 10-woman tag match. We have Fatal Attraction teaming up with Cora Jade and oh my goodness, I can't believe her name. I want to call her Roxy. That's not Roxanne Perez. Taking on the former Delta, now known as Zarya. We've got Kalani Jordan. We've got Julia, Stephanie Vecchur, and Jordan Grace. What do you know?
I don't know what's going on there.
What do you mean by that, NXT?
Yo, once again, though, look, I love my lady. I do. I love her dearly. My girl saw Jada Parker and was like, that's your hall pass. I love my lady for stuff like that. Chat, my girl said that if Jada Parker ever gave me the time of day, that I would be well within my... Jada Parker is her, bro. And I'm not just talking about how she looks. She's obviously gorgeous, but she is really good.
E says Shooter is too much of a white meat baby face, giving kids wristbands. Yo, he'll be all right. I think he's going to turn, though. I think he's going to do something...
Whoa with me!
That he better not do. Dave Meltzer want to say Shelton is 49. Bubba's got to at least be 92. I felt bad for Bubba and them on the pre-show when they had forgotten the person's name. It was Delta, and they were like, Dave, you know who she is? Yeah, I'm excited about the segment coming. I was like, ooh. And I saw that they had clipped that, and I was just like, yeah. They cleaned it up in the next segment, though. Roughneck Ridge Holland. Francine's going to be on NXT as well. I think Rob Van Dam's going to be there. I heard Nunzio might be there. Man, they really care about these guys now. Good for them, man. I'm happy for them. Dawn Marie, somebody hi, Tori Wilson's daddy. I don't want to talk about that. AEW's got bad acting. Do we not remember this stuff? Do we not?
Yeah.
Al
I will
Wilson.
gamble. I hear you, bro. You're probably right.
It's a trap, Hubs. I told you guys NXT had the best women earlier.
Yo, Jada Parker is nuts. Sorry, bro. I'm sorry. You're better than me because I speak stuff out loud. Like I'm a very faithful guy, but Jada Parker is a problem.
I respect the women for their in-ring talents and what they have going on here, and that is it.
So does that mean that you don't recognize the fact that she's an attractive female?
I think everyone's beautiful on this roster, so we're gonna leave it at that, and we're gonna say that. All right, you like that? This is my
on the eve of an election. Conrad pulling out the politician swag. Man, you did that, bro. You did that. You did that, Conrad.
I previously worked in supervision as well, so we thank everyone for their time and efforts.
You did that, Conrad. You did that.
Nice HR. Nice HR.
It's very easy. That's true. That was terrible. Good Lord.
What happened to the people? You want me to go back to being sarcastic? So we're all excited about the show that they called the Bingo Hall, right? Who dubbed it the Bingo Hall? All right, I remember these things.
Yo, real talk though, like that's a bunch of crap. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you.
Yeah. I'm listen, am I happy these guys are getting a check? Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time though, please let's not redo this revisionist history.
And by the way, Paul Heyman will probably be there.
And can I do one other thing before we go? I'm going to kick it to Sean after this. I promise. We're going to end this one now. But I want you guys to remember something for me. And I really want you to remember this. So serious right now. When the ratings come out, please do not act a fool. Because in a year from now, when it's 2025 in November, those ratings aren't going to matter anymore. I hope people know, AEW said 300,000. Ha ha. Like, okay, guys, it's on Max. Raw's ratings are down. Ha ha. It's on Netflix. Don't do that. Like, I just want to tell them, stop looking at these ratings like they matter, guys. It's an old, outdated system from the 90s that doesn't work anymore. You don't know what people were watching back then. It's just annoying.
I agree with you.
Off the soapbox.
Oh, you're good.
Let the companies worry about that. Let's just watch and just talk about the action. You know?
You're speaking truth, bro.
Wait, is Dynamite on Tuesday or is NXT? NXT's on Wednesday this week. NXT's avoiding the news, which I don't blame them.
Head to head with AEW and avoiding the election.
Shota Umino turning heel while he's getting booed as a babyface. What a revolutionary idea! Sean, take us out, bro. I can't. Take us out of here.
Another tremendous episode of Clash of the Podcast with Conrad Cushman. I'm Sean Hubbard. Chat, you guys were fired tonight. I feel like everybody was on 10 tonight, which is a great thing. Make sure you check out Conrad and Derek tomorrow night as they will be hosting their weekly episodic AEW. What?
Little breaking news.
Oh. Well, let's let BJ puts out there that Angelo Dawkins tweeted about a half hour ago that he's tired of the disrespect. Interesting. Ooh, okay. Wow. Well, on that wild note, shout out to the Street Profits, man. Street Profits deserve better. Big shout out to everybody in the chat, of course. Make sure you check out Conrad and Derek for their weekly episodic show on the EPW channel as they talk about the great AEW product that comes out every Wednesday. They'll be live on this channel, EPW channel, at 10 p.m. Quick programming note, on November 21st, on the Hub channel, the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel. Conrad and Crystal will be returning to my channel as we do a special edition of Clash of the Podcast. We're going to be doing a very, very special Survivor Series preview. It's going to be, to be clear, it's going to be a week before Survivor Series, because if we did it the Thursday of Survivor Series, that would be Thanksgiving. So we're not going to do that to you guys. We're going to come to you guys on the 21st on the Hub channel. So make sure you check us out then. A lot more reminders between then and now. But with that being said, on behalf of my brother Conrad Cushman, my name is Sean Hubbard. God bless, be encouraged. Evil never prevails. Until next week, 6:05 right here, Monday on the Clash of the Podcast. Peace and blessings.
Do 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 do.
ECW.